Up next is Bongi Dhlomo. It's your time for a list of non-failures, or at least the précis version of it. Bongi's been involved in the development of arts in this country for a very long time. She has studied fine art and has played many roles as a curator, as a writer, involved in fine art and craft exhibitions locally and abroad, also in the academic space, occasionally as an external examiner as well, fine art at UCT, and brings as an activist, not just as an artist, a lot to this conversation. Can we put our hands together and welcome her this evening?
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you, Eusebius. I have never met Eusebius until today, but I've met him through his voice on the radio. I'm not sure it's easy to talk about the role of art in the struggle. Much maybe better to talk about the role of art all the time, because it's very difficult to put it's a continuum. For me, the struggle is a continuum. It sounds, when I saw this and I tried to look at this, the title of our discussion, it felt like there was a time and now there is another time. For me as an artist, it continues. There is just something that is continuous. Maybe talking specifically, maybe I should start with what I wanted to say after the passing of Mendoza, the Kwaito musician, on the weekend. And I was listening to Eusebius speaking on radio on Monday. And he said something that was very interesting. I had two people speak about Mendoza's passing on the same day, one in the morning and one in the evening. And they said two different things, but not necessarily very different. It's the way that they were said. What Eusebius said on 702 about Mendoza was the age at which he died. And then he said something that I felt a bit sad, that he said, you could live to 60 and still do nothing. And I turned 60 this year, so I felt very bad. So I thought, but Mendoza was 37, about 38. Yes, 38. And what you said about his life and his impact that is going to be felt, as you correctly said, that he leaves a future behind him. What he has done as a young person and in the struggle for recognition as a musician, in the struggle, maybe representing so many young people from Soweto, from Matatiele, from Guguletu, then it becomes this one person who becomes maybe a thread for so many other people. And so when I was thinking of what you said about his impact and the need to become and to be in the moment, when you are an artist, when you are a preacher, when you are a teacher, when you are a student, being in the moment is what you leave as a legacy. And you spoke quite a bit about legacy. That the legacy is not built because you were in the struggle for liberation. The legacy is built because of what you do in the moment. If in the moment you sing a song, or you do a song like Enoch Sontonga, you pen those words down many years ago. Today, that song does not belong to the struggle of that time. It belongs to now. So somehow I find that what you said, Sylvia, about the role of artists as almost like a barometer of everyday life. I have said a number of times in discussion like this is that as artists, we become a mirror for society. So if you're an artist, or if you're a human being, become a tool for some kind of change or some kind of impact to the next person. So this is why I found it quite difficult to talk about the role of artists in the struggle, because I think the struggle is a continuous thing. In the evening at the Basa Awards, the Minister of Arts and Culture spoke about Mendoza's passing. Completely different take, in that he just said a giant has fallen, and the impact that you spoke about came out completely differently in the way that the minister packaged the same delivery of the same message about somebody's death. So somehow, when I was thinking about these two, I thought, if we were to speak tonight about the role of art in the struggle and not take it up to now and not think about the role as something that continues with every generation, we will end up with the young people being told by parents who have not understood the role of art in everyday life, saying, if you do not do well with your maths and science, you can fall back on art or think about doing art as a fallback. The arts are not a fallback. The arts are the integral, a very important and integral part of everyday life, which is why we are here. This is why Dr. Akani, when he started, he had all his hair on his head. And, and it was black. I remember, because I saw him doing Master Harold and the Boys in 1988. No, I saw you in no, you're right. 83, yeah. And today he still does. So if we said there is a period for an artist to exist, and then, because the struggle is over, Brother John should have sat down, because then the struggle is, there was a period where he was necessary to do Master Harold and the Boys and to do Sizwe Banzi is Dead. But it doesn't stop, because life continues and the arts are that necessary every day. So there goes Mendoza, but somebody else from that group is going to take over. And not because it's a fallback position, but because it's a fall forward position. Become an artist because you're going to contribute to a continuous struggle. For a minute.